Let's cover this first of all, as far as the schedule, when these go out, and what happens after that as far as the supplemental checks on COVID.
Okay, the unemployment benefits for the federal pandemic unemployment benefits will end with the week ending June 12th. So people who are drawing unemployment will begin doing their weekly certifications on June 13th for the prior week, and that will be the last week that they will potentially qualify for unemployment.
So that's for unemployment itself. So they got to requalify for that? In other words, if they still haven't found a job.
The federal pandemic, the ones Governor Reeves directed us to end, those programs will end with the week ending June 12th. Those people
that will be the final check. That's how much money we're talking about on those?
How much money? Probably $2 million or so a week.
But it was about $300 a check?
Oh, yes, $300 a check plus some other programs for contract workers and stuff like that.
We had how many people in our state? Was it about 80 or 90,000 drawing that?
Between 70 and 80,000 will drop off the rolls. The regular unemployment program that we run as a typical program will continue, and those who are already on that program, which is our regular up to $235 a week, people have been getting the extra $300 added to that will end also for those folks on regular unemployment with the week ending June 12th.
So the requirements for those who will continue to get them, are the requirements still there for them to go out and see if they can find a job?
Oh, yes. Work search, trying to find a job, is a regular part of the unemployment program, period. That's because unemployment is designed to help give you some money while you are searching for the next job. And you have to be able and available to work and be actively seeking work to draw unemployment. So if someone's not able and available to work, they're not qualified for unemployment.
I hear these things over and over, and I'm not sure who. It crosses gender lines, it crosses ethnicity and everything else. When you go out and you see if you could find a job, in the toughest of times sometimes, it seems to me people can find something to do. I mean, if they wanted to support their family one way or the other, whether it's yard work or something. I understand you may have a higher degree, but if you need money, I'm from the generation that you go work, you find a way to work. But when you look at the number of jobs that are out there, everybody begging for a job in an environment that says, come work for us. We'll give you, many of them starting at $10, $15 an hour. And some of them even giving you a bonus. It's hard to comprehend that they can't find a job.
It is. I looked on the Mississippi Works app.
What is it this morning?
55,000. So the Mississippi Works app, which is our job match system that we sponsor at MDS, has over 55,000 jobs listed. It
is 55,130 this morning.
Yes, and yeah, I agree with you. It may not be the job, your dream job, but work until you find the next job. We have training dollars if you want to go back to school. You have to draw unemployment. You have to be actively seeking work or in some kind of program that leads to employment. Is it? I mean, I have to ask a question. Like, we have all these jobs. There may be pockets of Mississippi where the number of jobs don't match the people on unemployment, but there are transportation companies, all kinds of things to get you to the job.
We know in places, let's say in some parts of the Delta, where there were no jobs before the pandemic, there's certainly not going to be any jobs now for the most part. We understand that. But it's sooner or later, you got to, as you said, you've got to make a decision. Go where the jobs are.
Yeah.
Or at least if you don't want to do that, you're going to be in that generational poverty forever.
Exactly.
I was looking at 55,000 jobs. Some of those are scattered. I mean, they're all over the state, though. I mean, they're scattered from the Gulf Coast up to the northern part of the state.
They are. Ingalls, of course. I always use Ingalls. Ingalls searches in the entire state for workers. I just got back from the MMA conference, advanced manufacturing jobs, of course, our hospitality restaurant industry, There are jobs everywhere, help wanted signs everywhere. You can find a job. I think that it is a combination of course, unemployment, stimulus payments, maybe increased benefits for other benefits besides unemployment, income tax refund time period, a combination of all those things as we began 2021, and the economy opened back up. We need workers all of a sudden, like restaurants specifically, they didn't have to skip a table anymore. They could bring more people in, and so they have been. You can look and you can go try to get serviced at a restaurant and know the issues they are facing.
Well, as a matter of fact, there are a lot of these fast food places that haven't opened the dining rooms because they have nobody to work in them. They're continuing for two reasons. Number one, they've become more efficient during the pandemic of getting their pass-through, their fast-through, drive-through working.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Their drive-through working more efficiently, and they can't find anybody inside. So they haven't reopened the dining rooms.
Yes, they've expressed that to us. So we're hoping that with the end of the federal unemployment benefits June 12th, and it being summertime and people getting out and about more, that it will bring workers back to the workplace, potential workers back to the workplace. I don't think it will happen overnight. It'll be a gradual.
But you got a week. I mean, this is the 7th. You've got a week. You need to make some decisions now.
Absolutely.
Go back this week. Find if your job was there before. Go back and see if they if you can get it back.
Yes.
Do you think? And you've been doing this for a while. Do you think this pandemic has changed the culture of the work ethics in this country or in the state too?
I do. I mean, even unfortunately, I would say I experience it with my own. Where there's workers for MDS and contract workers and temporary workers, and by the sheer fact that many people have been working remotely for a long time and feel maybe their employer feels that it can be done just as well or that way, or the employee feels that it can be done just as well. I think that we have our post-COVID world for employment in the workplace has changed. I think people will say, "Hey, why do I have to come back into the office when I've proven that I can do my job from home?" It'll be.
It's almost now like it's their right to stay at home if they want to.
Right.
It makes owning a business even tougher, and people have no idea how tough it is already.
Absolutely.
Well, and the truth is that it's such a combination of different things. Number one, some businesses do. Some business will tell you, we found out that it's as easy to work from home, and they're going to do that. Some of them maybe exclusively. That's going to be a small part of them. Some businesses, it does not lend itself to that. And then there's this third. There's some businesses that say, it is, but we need that connectivity at work. But we are open to maybe doing it on a Friday or every once in a while in certain situations.
I think that at the very least will be that.
Yeah. But it all has to be with the efficiency and the effectiveness of the business, because that business doesn't stay there. You're going to be staying at home without a job and being on unemployment again.